I know that you know Jamie Chadwell a little bit at Coastal Carolina. Am I being short-sighted just to say that if I'm Virginia Tech, I make one phone call, it's to him, I hire him because it makes so much sense for Virginia Tech seeing where Jamie Chadwell's from originally and doing something different offensively at Virginia Tech and what that could mean for their place in the
Well,
ACC?
I think VTech's in an interesting spot because the other guy I would talk to is Hugh Freeze, right? I mean, Hugh Freeze is already in the state of Virginia at Liberty. He's already recruiting pretty well at Liberty. It's not very far down the road to go to Virginia Tech. I think both of those guys would make a lot of sense for phone calls to be made. And I think Virginia Tech is a great job, right? You talk about the same reason that I loved the possibility in Miami. If you believe, as I do, that Clemson is returning to earth and that Florida State certainly is not a dominant program, there's no reason why Virginia Tech shouldn't be top 3, top 4 every year in the ACC. And so I would be interested in Freeze. I would be interested in Chadwell. Both of those guys as very strong potential replacements for Justin Fuente.
Clay, when you look at the games in the SEC today, there's really one that stands out: Arkansas at Alabama. What's your take on this game? Is your guy Barry Odom going to get it done for that Arkansas defense?
Well, I think they're in an interesting spot, right? Arkansas under Sam Pittman, Barry Odom, a good friend of mine, the defensive coordinator there, has done a good job. So, by the way, has Kendall Briles, their offensive coordinator. I think they have great coordinators on staff at Arkansas. Alabama, they're going to be in Atlanta. Next week, we're going to be down at Auburn. I was already texting a few minutes ago with Bruce Pearl to get him to come on the show next week. I'm not sure whether Brian Harsin will be able to make it, obviously, because that's a 2:30 Central, 3:30 Eastern CBS kickoff. But I know we'll have Pearl next week. And to me, I like Arkansas to cover the number here. Alabama, not very good against LSU. Frankly, this Alabama team has been fairly underwhelming, I would say, on the season in general. This is the Super Bowl for Arkansas. I don't think they're going to go into Tuscaloosa and pull off the upset, but I do think that they will keep it closer than 20 and a half, whatever that number was when I looked at it most recently. I'm on the Razorbacks. And you're right, it's kind of a little bit of a lull weekend in the SEC. That's why I'm down in Oxford this morning. Vanderbilt and Ole Miss is not anybody's suggestion or idea of a dominant game for anybody to be turned on the television rushing to it. But this is how it goes, right? Everybody gets ready for rivalry weekend next week. Egg Bowl, Mississippi State, Auburn against Alabama, Florida against Florida State, South Carolina against Clemson, Kentucky against Louisville. Should be Texas A&M against Texas, and I think it will be in the years ahead, certainly when Texas comes back in to the SEC. But those great interstate Georgia Tech rivalry games, Florida State, I think it's one of the great weekends for sporting events all over the country, and everybody kind of gets ready, geared up. I didn't say Tennessee Vanderbilt, but obviously that game will be taking place as well. All of these great inside the state brutal battles I look forward to, and everybody's kind of gearing up for those for next weekend.